Good day everyone. So today we are going to talk about two early human species, which are Homo erectus and Homo heidelbergensis. But before we dig deeper into our discussion, we should first talk about evolution. So what is evolution? In our lesson, we have two types of evolution, biological and biocultural evolution. But today we're going to talk about biological evolution. So what is biological evolution? So basically, biological evolution is a gradual change in the biological aspects of any living organisms. This is based on the heritable characteristics of a population over successive generations. Simply put it as a descent with inherited modification. Now that we're done with the basics of evolution, we're now going to talk about two early human species, or our ancestors, the Homo erectus and the Homo heidelbergensis.
Upright man. Ang upright man ay ang tawag sa Homo erectus dahil sila ay ang mga sinaunang tao na kilala sa pagtayo ng tuwid. Ang Homo erectus ay kilala sa kanilang mas modernong anyo kumpara sa kanilang mga naunang mga ninuno. Sila ay nagmula sa Africa at naging pangunahing species ng tao mula mga 1.89 hanggang 143,000 years na ang nakakalipas. Adaptado sila sa mainit na klima na kitang-kita sa kanilang pisikal na katangian at sa mga rehiyong kanilang kinakitaang tinitirhan. Sila ay may mas mataas na pangangatawan at mas malalim na kasanayan sa paggawa ng kasangkapang bato, kagaya ng mga axe at mga kutsilyo. Ang mga Homo erectus ay kinikilala bilang mga unang tao na nakakontrol at gumamit ng apoy para sa iba't ibang layunin, kasama na ang pagluluto ng mga pagkain at pagbibigay ng init. Ito ay isang mahalagang yugto sa kasaysayan ng tao.
Characteristics of Homo erectus: upright walking, larger brain, prominent brow ridge, flatter forehead, with spur distribution, use of fire, hunting, meat, and consumption.
Large brain. Comparing to the earlier hominins, which are Homo habilis and Homo rudolfensis, Homo erectus has relatively larger brain, indicating intellectual development. As we can also see, they have upright posture or erect posture. As we can see on the picture, they have a really prominent brow ridge and elongated temporal and occipital bone. Their height ranges from 4 feet 9 inches to 6 feet 1 inch. Other structures are flatter forehead, expanded brain case relative to the size of their face, as well as relatively elongated legs and shorter arms, which are pretty similar to the modern humans of today. So Homo erectus are the closest early human beings to have the same structures as a modern human being.
Homo erectus tools. Although one tools. Early Homo erectus is associated with the use of simple stone tools that are often referred to as although one tools. These tools were primarily made by striking rocks together to produce sharp-edged flakes. They use these tools for cutting, scraping, and possibly for butchering. Achillean tools. Later in the evolution of Homo erectus, around 1.7 million years ago, they started manufacture more advanced tools known as Achillean tools. These tools were characterized by hand axes and cleavers, which were bifacial, flaked on both sides, and symmetrical. Achillean tools were more sophisticated and versatile compared to although one tools. Control of fire. Homo erectus is also associated with the control and use of fire, which could have been used for cooking food, providing warmth, and protection from predators.
Here are other information about Homo erectus. Aside from being found in Africa and Asia, they were also found in some parts of Europe. Homo heidelbergensis. Homo heidelbergensis bridged the gap between Homo erectus and Neanderthals. They used clothing, controlled fire, and lived in Europe and Africa. They lived for about 700,000 to 200,000 years ago. They were also the first to build shelters from any of their resources. Homo heidelbergensis had marked cognitive advancements in the early human history.
Large brain. May malalaking utak kung ikukumpara sa kanilang mga ninuno. Ito ay nagpapahiwatig ng pag-unlad sa kakayahan sa pag-iisip. Heavier and robust body. May mas mabibigat at matitibay na katawan na nagpapahiwatig ng kanilang kakayahan sa pagganap ng mga pisikal na gawain. Intermediate between Homo erectus and Neanderthals. Sila ay nasa pagitan ng Homo erectus at Neanderthals sa kanilang evolusyonaryong pag-unlad. Likely use clothing and control the fire. Malamang na sila ay gumagamit ng kasuotan at may kaalaman sa pagkontrol ng apoy na nagpapahiwatig ng kanilang kakayahan na mapanatili ang init at proteksyon mula sa lamig ng klima. Live in Europe, Africa, and possibly Asia. Sila ay matatagpuan sa mga rehiyong ito na nagpapakita ng kanilang adaptasyon sa iba't ibang kalagayan sa kapaligiran. Live in colder climates. Sila ay naninirahan sa malalamig na klima na nagpapakita ng kanilang kakayahan na makahanap ng paraan para malabanan ang malamig na panahon, tulad ng pamumuhay sa mga kagubatan o paggamit ng mga kasuotan.
The structures of Homo heidelbergensis. Robust cranial features, structured body, dental changes, efficient limbs, short wide bodies. The height of male is 5 to 9 feet and the female is 5 feet. Here are some information about the Homo heidelbergensis. Homo heidelbergensis exhibit a combination of primitive and derived features, representing an important transition species on human evolution.
Robust cranial features, sturdy body, and dental changes are manifestation of them evolving as a species who hunt and consume large animals. The dental changes emphasizes on their diet changes such as them being herbivores to carnivores.
Homo heidelbergensis toes. Achillean toes. Like their predecessors, Homo heidelbergensis continued to use Achillean toes, which were characterized by hand access and cleavers, indicating an emphasis on butchering and processing of large animals.
They use Achillean tools, which is basically the upgraded version of the Odolon tools, which was invented by the Homo erectus. Evidence of wooden spears suggests that they had a social development as well.
Homo heidelbergensis may have used wooden spears for hunting and defense. This represents an important technological advancement. They were capable of controlling and using of fire, a critical development that allowed for cooking food, providing warmth, and protection from predators.
The discovery of fire and them being able to utilize it was vital for them in order to survive in colder climates, since as mentioned earlier, Homo heidelbergensis were the first early humans to be able to live in a colder climate. Here are more informations about the Homo heidelbergensis. You can see in this picture that just like Homo erectus, they have a little longer occipital and temporal cranial bone, comparing it as well to the Homo neanderthals and Homo sapiens, which was shorter in length. Here is a side-by-side comparison of Homo erectus and Homo heidelbergensis. Can you notice the differences between the two? If you know or can list down the differences between Homo erectus and Homo heidelbergensis, then congratulations, you listened to our lesson. Thank you very much for listening.